Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching News 9 live. Over the next couple of minutes, we're going to decode the jumbo trouble that's got a lot of people on the edge. Is it human-animal conflict or is it disturbed coexistence? Now, essentially, get ready for a thought-provoking debate, discussion, whatever you'd like to call it. It is a gripping tale that has left many in awe and concern. This is the jumbo trouble, where we unravel complexities of the human-elephant conflict. In the scenic hills of Chinnakanal, Idukki in Kerala, a 20-year-old bull elephant named Arikomban has now emerged as a symbol of this conflict. Orphaned as a calf, he grew up in isolation with limited interaction with elephant herds in a fragmented habitat as well. Living in proximity to human settlements, Arikomban, our rogue Tusker in question, seized new opportunities seeking food in farms and becoming notorious for raiding them. Dubbed as the rice tusker, Arikomban, his relentless pursuit of rice led to numerous attacks on stores, homes, and shops, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. 12 confirmed deaths and a long list of targeted locations. The Kerala government launched a daring drive to capture this rogue tusker. It took the combined efforts of the 4 kumki elephants, 5 hours of struggle, and 5 tranquilizing shots to later subdue him, leading to his relocation to the Parambikulam Tiger Reserve. Many also call it the Periyar Tiger Reserve in Tamil Nadu. However, in an unexpected twist, Arikomban seems to be reverting to his old ways. Sightings near villages in Kumili, 82 kilometers from his original territory, have raised concerns again and reignited the debate on how to tackle this escalating issue. We have an esteemed panelist with us on the broadcast as we dissect the factors contributing to this human-elephant conflict. Come with us, explore the implications of Arikomban's return to his old habitats, and we're going to look at proposed potential solutions to mitigate future incidents. Join us in the comment sections below on this compelling discussion that will shed light on the urgent need for coexistence and conservation. I really want you to get down in the comment sections, let opinions clash and ideas ignite. Tune in for this real engaging discussion that aims to address the challenges and find sustainable resolutions to this critical issue, because it's not only about the parliament or the restless agitation or what's happening in Manipur. This also is something that needs, some sort of address. And joining me in the studio is Deepak Bhadana. Let me give you a quick roundup of Deepak. Deepak is the journalist behind this story. He's been really close to Arikomban for the last couple of months. Over the past weekend, it's like he's built up a proper control room center over here and tracking developments that are taking place in Theni. That's what we're picking up right now. And also joining us on the broadcast is S. Muralidharan, elephant activist. Always a pleasure to be speaking to you, sir. Be it all kinds of animals, your knowledge is always spot on these kind of issues. But I'm going to first quickly go across to Deepak. Deepak, you've done this documentary called The Rogue Tuskers. You went to Kerala, you visited all of these places. We earlier had a conversation, about this human-elephant conflict. But this story seems to be growing. There are various factors which I personally feel are funny. I mean, the elephant's got a Supreme Court case on him. You were telling me how he's good. There's some sort of revenge factor at play also here. He was an orphan. Somebody killed his mother. That was another angle that we were discussing. And of course, away from laughters and jokes, in the case of Arikomban, the orphaned bull elephant, who has grown up in these fragmented parts, living in close proximity to the habitat of humans. What factors contribute to elephants losing their fear of humans and seeking alternative food sources? We will talk about what is happening with Arikomban, even as Operation Arikomban, which what the forest departments are calling it, is underway. Why do elephants lose their fear or their sense of fear towards humans, seeking alternative food options? The rice in this case, you've got the jackfruit in several other cases as well.
So what's really happening here is the entry of, or rather, so what's happening is that human settlements have slowly been encroaching upon what was elephant habitat. There's less and less space for these animals to live in. And again, elephants are kind of wanderers. So you can't really pen them in a specific location. These are large animals which move from place to place in season to season, looking for food and resources. What's happening now is that humans are just too close to these animals. And you could say, there's the old saying that familiarity breeds contempt. These elephants have been in close proximity to humans for quite some time now. And the natural order of things seems to be playing a role here. An elephant is the alpha in its territory. So while the humans are, the dominant species of the planet, what is happening here is that these two species are in just too close of a contact, and clashes are bound to happen. So something that comes in the way of a bull elephant, particularly say during the mating season, sparks are bound to fly.
Well, all right. Also help us understand where was this elephant, translocated? It was translocated from some place in Kerala
Yeah.
to the Periyar Tiger Reserve, which is about nearly 160 kilometers away.
Almost.
And now it seems like we've got Arikomban, who's come back, he's traced back his steps almost 80 kilometers. Where is he right now? Teni is a borders with Kerala itself. It's
Yeah.
in Tamil Nadu. He's playing hide and seek in those forests. What's the latest update?
So what's been happening is that Arikomban is simply reverting to habits that he's been following, ever since he's been a calf. To Arikomban, human settlements are a source of food. So while he had been transported to the Parambikulam Tiger Reserve, it was only a matter of time that he would come back seeking rice and other resources. And the easiest place to get them are the easiest place to get them are the human settlements around, the villages. These aren't some pakka homes, these are usually bamboo huts. And it's, like taking candy from a little baby. It's as simple as that for the elephant. Yeah.
I just had to say it, Deepak. I mean, whenever I have a conversation with you, it just seems like there is a humorous element to this as well. Mr. Muralidharan, I'd like to bring you here. Now the human-elephant conflict is a complex issue. I mean, I apologize. It just sounds a little funny to me, a little bit, because I've seen Jumbo the elephant, and the elephant being this rampaging mammal is an optic that doesn't come naturally to many. The elephant is the wise sage, the old wise sage of the forest. But this human-elephant conflict is certainly complex. There are a lot of factors at play here. From your personal expertise, what are some of the underlying causes of such conflicts, and how can we effectively address them? Really pragmatic solutions here, sir. Sir, I'm going to have to quickly ask you to unmute yourself, sir, please.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So as Deepak said, encroachment is the main hindrance, and you also see the population had swelled in the past from 25,000 to 27,000 in the wild. But what has happened now is rampant mining inside the forest and rampant infrastructure developments have taken away most of their habitat. Forest today is fragmented, and continuous forest, if you really want to see, probably it can stretch to 5 kilometers. Beyond that, you'll have some encroachment or other. And we have many instances, even in Tamil Nadu. Recently, a minister's son was, inside Nilgiris, and he was, making a road. And now another thing has come to light. Similarly, another gentleman is also making a road inside. And how are these illegalities permitted by the Forest Department or the Hill Area Conservation Authority, which we call ACA? How are these being permitted? So if you see everywhere, that it's not only happening in Kerala, Tamil Nadu states. It is from there up to northeast, up to Assam and Meghalaya and Tripura, everywhere at West Bengal to a large extent. And we also see Nepal has cut off the border. They don't want elephants to come into their territory. So the elephants used to roam around right from Kerala to towards not into Gujarat but up to Gujarat, then into Madhya Pradesh and towards northeast. So this used to be their territory. They used to roam from here to there, which is very important for a couple of reasons. One is the gene pool migration. Unless they migrate like this, they will get into inbreeding, and the quality of offsprings will be bad, and they will not be able to survive in the wild. And probably, over a period of time, the extinction becomes faster. Today, what is happening is as I said, rampant development here and there has hindered their travel movement. Hence, these elephants are coming out in the open. Apart from this, see what used to happen. The olden days is like, they used to come out even in the olden days. It's not that they are coming into the human settlement now. They used to come out, but probably they trade a crop or two and just go back into the wild again. They never used to stay here. Now, what has happened is because there's nothing much to eat for them inside and enough water to drink, they come and settle here. And some places where it used to be a virgin elephant habitat where they did not have too much of disturbance. Today, it's been encroached by various ashrams, universities, what else, resorts. So they have no choice but to come out. So in this particular case of Arikomban, see the forest department, end of the day, how much ever corrupt they are, that's what I keep saying. They are the best judge of the situation and they should take the right decision. Now, in Arikomban's case, it had gone to an extent because he had killed a couple of people, and they decided, okay, now we're going to capture him and make him into a kumki. Now, kumki is the last resort. Okay, not in India, we don't kill these elephants. How much ever bad they are, they've killed many people. We don't shoot and kill them like Western countries, except for tigers. We keep doing that, but elephants we normally don't do. So the last resort is when they become rogue, when they start killing people. We convert them into a kumki elephant, which becomes a forest camp elephant, whom we'll use for capturing other animals and elephants. So this is the last resort, and normally, only 1 in 10 elephant will become rogue and get into the forest camp. Apart from Arikomban, there are many others who roam around in the border. You have Padayappa, you have Bahubali, and you have Puttaval, but there are many elephants in the same vicinity. And they keep roaming around. They are in the human habitat, but they have not harmed anybody. So as far as they don't harm, they are okay. The moment they start harming people, it's the forest department will decide to take him, make him a token. Unfortunately, the forest department could not defend themselves in the court.
What's happening right now, sir? What's happening right now? Do you have your sources planted in, where Operation Arikomban is taking place? He's apparently playing hide and seek in the forest in Theni. Do you have real-time information, sir?
Yeah, but unfortunately, see, he is already injured. When you use kumkis to capture him, one of his eye is injured, and he's got a hole in his trunk. His trunk is also injured. I mean, he's in bad shape. See, the reason why I want to get into this and go back a bit onto the court cases. And who are those people who filed this case saying that Arikomban should not be captured, he should be relocated? This is half-baked animal activists. These guys do not even know anything about dogs, but they want to get into this mess because for sheer publicity. And I don't understand what kind of committee they constituted. That committee comes and says, no, you relocate it. Very well know these elephants, they know the habit like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, they know that habitat very well. Wherever you live, they will come back. They want to come back. So knowing that, torturing him, capturing him, abusing him, and putting him in one place, now it's time for Karnataka, Kerala Forest Department and Tamil Nadu is trying to capture him now. But they will also want to relocate him. This is what I heard. Instead of that, they should go and tell the court, see, your time is over. Okay, we tried. Next is like you try to tranquilize him. There's an overdose, he could die. He could die of stress and heart attack. These are things which is possible. So all they have to tell the court is, sorry, we want to capture him and turn him into a kumki. Do what you want. And the courts will have to listen because the courts are not the expertise in the subject. They are only going by what people saying, what the expert committee is saying.
Right,
and who are the number of people, you won't believe, there are some 5-6 people came and filed petition. I want to know where did they get the money for this kind of public interest litigation and bringing in senior counsels and standing. This nonsense is happening for many years now without having the knowledge, just because you think the elephant should not be sent into captivity, you want to push them into the wild and kill them. Many instances, I can quote cases where I have fought with the forest department and this rogue animal activists saying that no, this elephant will die if you don't capture them. Two of them is, I want to remind everybody, the elephant whisperer, two of those babies, elephants, they were saved by me, my petitions. Whereas the other side of the animal extremists want to push them back into the wild, saying that no captivity, put them back in the wild. If they would have put those elephants back in the wild, they would have died by now. It's the same with Arikomban. It's very sad what's happening.
All right. Mr. Muralidharan, I'm going to, stay with you for just another question because the recent sightings near villages certainly indicate a possible, danger angle here at play as well, because we've seen what Arikomban has already done. And from what you've said, there is a clear lack of how sensitivity is being overlooked in this particular situation. People who don't really understand, the nitty-gritties of what's really happening on ground are taking calls and decisions in this case. But Arikomban sightings are again a dangerous fact for people who are living in those areas. What strategies can be incorporated so that people also don't get hurt and our already damaged, elephant Tusker friend also, isn't harmed in the process?
See, the taming and training process, what we use in the south, is called the kraal. It is a wooden enclosure. We put the elephant inside, and he'll be fed there. Now, and all the Western ideologies, the Western NGOs have this issue saying that no, you beat them up, you break their soul, and they succumb to your pressure, and they become domesticated animal. It is not. The kraal is one of the time-tested humane method of training an elephant, according to Madras High Court. There's a judgment which, after going into the nitty-gritties, they spelled out saying that the the kraal training of domestication of an elephant, it's not cruel. It's a time-tested method for thousands of years, not one or two. Even Rajaraja Chola, we spoke about the Sengol so much yesterday. This Sepshare about Modi ji opening the parliament with. It is from those days we have these techniques of how to tame and train an elephant. So when we take this kind of training, we best is to send him into a kraal. So the kraal enclosure, he'll be fed with the best of the fruits and what he loves. So what happens, any elephant you take, if you start feeding them with exotic foods and what they like, they will not move an inch. You don't have to migrate anywhere. So inside the kraal, when you give them all kind of food, they'll stay there. They don't want to break and get out of it. So it will take 3 months to 6 months to tame an elephant. And end of it, what will happen is the mahout will slowly pat him and touch him. Initially, the touching itself is dangerous. He can react. So slowly they get into patting, touching, singing songs. You won't believe the tribal people. We call the Malasar and Irungal tribal people. They are the best mahouts in the world. These people sing songs at the end. And slowly the mahout who's been designated to this elephant, he's been working on the elephant for 3 to 6 months. It's not that it's come overnight. He will slowly climb into the back of the elephant and start teaching him leg commands. The mahout does not only voice command, they use the leg to the maximum extent to guide the elephant, move and all. So these training starts 3 to 6 months. Sometimes it could take even 1 year if the elephant is not willing to listen. So these are things which you can do and slowly turn him into a kumki. And tomorrow, see, these are prime bulls. There's no point losing them. If somebody electrocutes them, somebody poisons them, this is a 25, 27-year-old bull and something happens to him, there'll be at least 10 to 20 wild elephants who will lose the female elephants, who will lose the opportunity to procreate. So this is very important to preserve these guys. Tomorrow, if you have too many
Can you
cookies,
throw
you
some
can
more light
always
on this? Sir. Throw some more light on this. I mean, the importance of him being a bull elephant that is 27 years old and the implications of him, in the case of him losing his life in the process of this capturing, the tranquilizers that are being used, all those factors that you, quite rightly placed. What are some negative implications of in a case where we absolutely lose Arikomban?
Yeah, see what is happening in the wild. We need to talk about certain things. Due to avoid inbreeding, it's one of the most intelligent species. The gestation period for a baby inside a mother's womb is something like 23 months, 19 to 23 months. Okay? That's why I call them the most intelligent species. And these species will not interbreed within the herd. So they go away, which is normal the male elephant. That's when they get into a period called must, and they have this the frontal. They have two holes here, through which you have the must liquid start flowing. The females will smell it and get attracted. If they want to mate, they'll come together. So that's the process of mating. Now, in that process, the elephant is in must, is normally in a trance mode. He does not understand anything else except mating. So somebody comes in front, he could get killed. Some object in front could get destroyed. This is the period of a male elephant, which will last anywhere between 2 to 3 months. Now, because they wander away from the herd and they get into all kind of accidents, etc.
Right.
Maximum deaths, like if there are 10 elephants dying, you will find 6 to 7 of them will be male. So what will happen is a healthy male-female ratio in the wild would be 1 is to 10. One male is good enough for 10 females to procreate, mating. Now, what has happened in India is most of the places, the male is to female ratio should have been to 1 is to 5 or 10. It's at 1 is to 20 and 30 and 40 in some places, which means most of the female elephants are going to lose the opportunity to procreate. So when that
Absolutely.
happens, and one side elephant deaths are happening, you are fast tracking the route to extinction. Okay. See, experts will come back and say, "Oh no, we have 27,000. Out of 27,000, sir, only 1,000 are male. That's a problem. That's a serious problem you have." So this people don't understand. The courts don't
So
have
the
no
male
knowledge
female
about
ratio
this.
is a bigger problem that nobody is looking at
It
right now.
is. It is. It is. So every bull is precious. We have,
Well, fair enough.
see, in Kerala, we have so many male elephants. See, for me, all these male elephants should be given a chance to procreate. See, Assam has a different way of handling the problem. What they do, Assam, they take the elephants, tame them, and with a chain, they let them back into the wild. Females and all, they go get, if they become pregnant, they come back, give a baby. Only those baby, when they grow up, the Assamese take them and they sell them to, other private things. But at least the elephants have the opportunity of mating. This used to happen in Tamil Nadu Forest Department. In the night, they used to let out all the females and males, go out, mate, and come to the camp. This is stopped now. These guys, I don't know what went wrong because they could not manage it or they don't care about it. These things have stopped. So these male elephants going back and mating or the females getting pregnant, all this they have stopped. So actually the policy on elephants, we have a thing called Project Elephant, which is 30 years old, which is complete rogue body, which is no use. What are they doing with rogue? PETA used them to write a rogue report about Jaipur elephant rights to ban all the elephants there, elephant rights. So that's used for
All right.
that. They should be
So
working
essentially,
on
not
this.
no rogue tuskers, but a rogue project in its place. Is that what you're saying?
I will define it like the Project Elephant is rogue. I don't even know what they're doing. I have invited them in 5, 6 of my cases.
All
They
right.
don't even respond. They don't even file a counter. That's the sad part. What do you do?
Well, away from the elephant rehabilitation sphere that is at play, there is also a fair deal of concerns on the ground as well, Mr. Muralidharan. I mean, Deepak, you went to the ground zero. You spoke to people, mahouts whose houses have been destroyed, and a mahout and elephant relationship is quite sacrosanct, pious, sacred, whatever adjective you'd like to give it. But what are some of the concerns that were voiced to you personally by mahouts, by people on the ground? Because some of those visuals in the documentary, which we will play out a snippet of later in the discussion, I mean, look at these houses, properly broken houses. People have lost their loved ones. What are some concerns that have been voiced, and
the
how
emotions-
justified are they in their own place?
So the emotions on the ground are fairly conflicting. Even the people whose homes have been destroyed, they're fairly cognizant of the fact that elephants literally have nowhere else to go. And you have to understand the culture of the region. People here have been in contact, or they've had a relationship with elephants for centuries, or rather millennia. One of the words that is used to refer to elephants is actually Raja. People understand that the elephant is at the top of the hierarchy in these forests. So, on one hand, you have a deep respect for these animals, which are indeed cultural icons. On the other hand, you have the specter of death. Right. These people are on the very fringe of society. They have nowhere else to go. Their homes are at places where you don't find your bijli, pani, and sadak. So, on one hand, they do respect these animals. On the other hand, they have valid concerns for their own life. But coming back to an earlier comment where you talked about the humor, that's because there is an undeniable element of absurdity to the whole situation. The fact that there are court cases, and Mr. Muralidharan in fact made a very fair point. See, the first option was to transfer this to the Kodanad elephant camp, which is quite similar to the camp which is shown in Elephant Whisperers. However, humans and a lot of us, we tend to humanize elephants or any other animal. So to us, it would seem a drastic problem, to capture an elephant and put it into captivity. That, however, could have been one solution and could have prevented the situation from escalating like it has now. What is going to happen now is that sooner or later, Arikomban will actually come into contact with humans. And at that point, things will go wrong. In the longer term, there is a danger to the elephant himself. right? It cannot possibly survive or live a healthy, fulfilling life the way it is being hounded right now. Arikomban is doing what he does because that's the only life it has known. And that's going to be the reality more or less for a lot of animals, and particularly elephants in the coming decades. We have to reevaluate our mechanisms that we use to deal with such conflicts. And not the human-elephant conflict is just one. India is home to the largest population of elephants. We're also the largest population of humans. We have 1.4 billion people in a small, corner of the earth.
Right.
So over the next decades, what is going to happen is that there is going to be greater conflicts between all sorts of species over the same thing, human encroachment into their habitat. What we are going to see is the extinction, the wiping out of hundreds of species unless we get our act together. And India, in this case, we face the greatest of these conflicts. But on the flip side, we also stand to be pioneers in resolving these issues.
Well, absolutely. What's going to happen over the next decade? Size matters, and that's the problem here. We've got the largest elephant population and the largest human population. Ratio of the elephants is a problem, like Mr. Muralidharan was talking about. And looking ahead, what kind of technologies do we need? What kind of promising next-gen advancements we need for this human-elephant conflict to really die down and, in its place, foster a harmonious relationship? Well, that jury is still out. The Project Elephant, like Mr. Muralidharan pointed out, which he seems is a rogue body at this point in time. We need more from them, rehabilitation, reformation, all of those things have to be taken into account, and the sensitivities that need to be taken into account on ground zero. We were showcasing you those visuals about how Operation Arikomban, even as we speak, is already underway in the forests of Tamil Nadu that are bordering Kerala's Munnar, if I'm not wrong at this point in time. Is it conflict, or is it a problem of disturbed coexistence? Well, we'll leave it to you. Get down in the comment sections and let us know what you think about this particular discussion. Deepak, always a pleasure speaking to you. Mr. Muralidharan, like I said before, always a pleasure speaking to you on these topics as well. But before we go, News9 Plus, the OTT, it's the world's first news OTT application for nuanced perspectives and cutting-edge documentaries. You can always hit that up. There's a lot more, from politics, sports, to wildlife and environment. This one right here, the rogue Tuskers, my friend Deepak, he's put out this story. We'll leave you with a snippet. Because it's a developing story, you might hear from the man again. He's now in the limelight because of Arikomban and vice versa. But take a look at this snippet. This is Kabir Naqvi signing off for News9 Live.
This is a war zone. These people, victims of terror. They are haunted by a monster. A beast that has killed more people than any tiger in the last decade. This is a glimpse of a conflict that shows no signs of abating. The man-animal conflict has killed thousands of people and over 400 elephants in the last 4 years. This is the story of India's rogue Tuskers.
നാലരയാകുമ്പോൾ വന്ന് വീട് തള്ളി. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ ഉറങ്ങില്ല. ഞാൻ ഒച്ച കേട്ടപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ അവിടെ പോയി ജനലിൽ തുറന്ന് പുറത്തേക്ക് നോക്കുക. അന്നേരം ആന ഇവിടെയുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ അപ്പുറത്ത് തുറന്ന് നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ ആന ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഞങ്ങൾ പതുക്കെ കതക് തള്ളി തുറന്നിട്ട് പെരക്കകത്ത് കൈയിട്ടിങ്ങനെ തപ്പുക. അന്നേരം ഞങ്ങളുടെ കയ്യിൽ ഒന്നുമില്ലായിരുന്നു. അടുപ്പിൻ്റെ അവിടെയാ എല്ലാം തീപ്പെട്ടി. അടുപ്പിൻ്റെ അടിയിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ തീയൊക്കെ പോയിക്കുവാണെങ്കിൽ അടുപ്പിൻ്റെ അടിയിൽ ആന പിറക്കകത്ത് കൈയിട്ട് തപ്പുക. അത് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയല്ലേ. ലാസ്റ്റ് പിറക്കകത്ത് ആന കയറും. ഒറ്റ കാലെടുത്ത് വെച്ച പിന്നെ ഇറങ്ങി ഞങ്ങൾ ഓടി.
These are the crumbling remains of 42-year-old Emily's life. 2 decades of cherished memories. A home of her own demolished. Tragic as they are, incidents like these are increasingly frequent in 14 states in India. Chinnakanal in Idukki, Kerala is but one hotspot for fear and death in elephant country. Just 10 kilometers from the scenic hill town of Chinnakanal, Suryanalli once had a population of over 500 people. Today, this village is home to just 2 families. The rest have been forced to flee. For those who remain, the spectre of death is always lurking.
ആ വീടിൻ്റെ അവിടെ നിന്ന് ഇങ്ങനെ വന്ന് ക്രോസിങ് വന്ന് ഈ വഴി കൂടെ വന്ന് ഈ വേലിക്കകത്ത് കയറി ആ ഡിഷ് വലിച്ചെറിയുമ്പോൾ ഡിഷ് വലിച്ചെറിയുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കിനാണ് ഞാൻ അറിഞ്ഞതും പിള്ളേരെ വിളിക്കുന്നതും ആനെ കണ്ടതും ഈ ഇരുട്ടത്ത് 1 മണി 2 മണി ആയപ്പോൾ കാട്ടിക്കൂടെ ഓടുകയൊക്കെ ചെയ്ത് അടുത്ത വീട്ടിൽ പോയി രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടു. പോകാനൊരു വഴിയില്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് ചത്താലും ഇവിടെ നിൽക്കണമെന്നുള്ളത്. വേറെ ഇടമില്ലല്ലോ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക്. സർക്കാരിൽ നിന്ന് തന്ന സ്ഥലം 5 സെൻറ്റ് സ്ഥലം നമുക്ക് വേറെ എങ്ങും ഇല്ലല്ലോ. എൻ്റെ വകയായിട്ടോ കെട്ടിൻ്റെ വകയായിട്ടോ ഇല്ല. അങ്ങനെ സർക്കാരാകുന്ന 1 ഏക്കർ തന്നു. എത്ര കഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ തന്നെ കഴിയുന്നത്. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വേറെ വഴിയുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും പോയല്ലോ, ഞങ്ങൾ അങ്ങോട്ട് തന്നെ പോവുള്ളൂ.
49-year-old Leela did not always face this danger. She came to Suryanalli in 2003 as part of a government rehabilitation scheme. Back then, Suryanalli was a newly created tribal colony. The government had allocated every tribal family 1 acre of land. Here Leela built a new life. This is what is left of her home. The beast that attacked Leela's home is Arikomban, Chinnakanal's rogue Tusker. For over 2 decades, Arikomban has roamed the high ranges of Chinnakanal. In that time, he's killed over 10 people and injured many more. But he's not alone. Chinnakanal is home to 2 more rogue elephants, Chakakumban and Murivala.